Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back once more with another daily Casper and crypto live stream. I apologize again for a slightly delayed stream. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, but that being said, either way, still here to provide the daily crypto and Casper FOMO. And tomorrow, of course, could be a very significant day for crypto and Casper, Judgment Day as I've titled it, with the Fomc meeting, the Inatba, and so much more to follow. We've got a lot to cover in today's stream, as always. And of course, if you enjoy the stream, we're doing the streams daily, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Welcome back, everybody. Devious Me, hello, all Buffalo 3, welcome back to you too, and everyone else joining the stream right now. Hope you're all having a very good day. So, first things first, what's up, Crypto Goes Through as well? Welcome back, my man. First things first, a lot of FOMO right now has been spreading around the community, of course, regarding Binance Exchange. We know that already. We suspect we should see a listing very shortly, because right now it has been officially 1 day since the mining pool incentive came to an end. So now Binance have to distribute the rewards within the next 14 working days to user wallets. So they've got until the 10th of February to give all out the Casper rewards. And coincidentally, at the same time with this, we're currently in this period right now, the elusive and predicted to be Binance wallet, being number 5, has been sending very minuscule amounts of Casper. We've seen transactions of earlier today, 1, 0.63, 1, 0.1, 0.69, 5, 0.98. Absolutely, this is a wallet that has 478 billion Casper. That's not a small margin by any means. It's got a lot of Casper, and right now we're seeing minuscule transactions, total of 12 Casper being traded in multiple small bulks today alone in the last 24 hours. So again, when we see this, we typically come to the conclusion that we're seeing some form of testing going on with this wallet in particular. And considering right now the Binance rewards, the mining distribution is being given out right now, we could predict, therefore, that this could again be Binance's wallet. Again, we seem to have some form of proof that it's not, or at least someone said it's not. We can't say for sure right now, but according to Jim here, who's quite a key member of Casper, from what I can tell, Casper Wallet 5 has accepted coins from Gate, KuCoin, and Bybit. So, 2 of the highest volume exchanges with Casper. Well, actually, Gate is. KuCoin's quite a big one as well, and of course Bybit as well. So it's likely not an existing exchange shifting Casper holdings into a new wallet. But by that logic, again, it could very well be, but by the logic, because we're seeing it come from multiple exchanges, not just from one, it's not going to be an existing exchange, it's going to be a new one. A likely new exchange that is siphoning Casper supply from existing Casper exchanges. Which one it can be, again, we have to wait and see. My money personally is on either Binance or OKX. OKX, the reason why I highlight OKX being a possibility is purely because if we copy the Casper address and go to Casperlytics right here, we paste in the address here, we can see the moment they started accumulating Casper was from March 10th, which is in and around the time the KEF was founded, and of course OKX are, sponsoring the KEF and Casplex. So for me, it could be OKX in that regard, but at the same time, it could also be Binance. They're a big exchange, a very big exchange. They need to have enough, Casper accumulated for them to be able to offer and list Casper. Right now, of course, 21.2 billion, 24-hour trading volume, almost 16 million weekly visits. It's a very big exchange, much bigger than anything else in this market. So they have to have quite a lot, I'd like to believe, for them to be able to efficiently list Casper without there being any liquidity issues. So again, Wallet 5 is accumulating from 3 decent exchanges, Bybit being one of the bigger ones as well, Gate and KuCoin. So it's not one exchange, we don't know who it is, but it is very weird to see that right now today they've only added 12 Casper in a number of very small transactions. So right now, understandably, the FOMO with Casper in regards to a potential Binance listing, and the rumours right now are circulating more and more. Why is this happening when the distribution periods are currently ongoing? They've got 14 days, working days, to give the Casper out to the users who won who qualified for the rewards. So why are we seeing such such minuscule amounts for a massive exchange to be doing this? We'll have to wait and see, of course. One thing that I suspect it might be forecast, if you will, without a better choice of words, Point being is, as I highlighted in previous streams, one thing that these exchanges want to see is an event catalyst. They want to see higher volume. Right now, Casper volume is down to 57.8 million again, so it's come down quite drastically. But with the FOMC meeting and other catalysts coming through very, very shortly, that could cause more market corrections. It will still likely, therefore, cause increasing in volume, and that could be a necessary catalyst for Binance to list the project. Of course, time will tell, but things are gearing up and accelerating seemingly for Casper right now, and I'm very optimistic again for what's going to happen in this market, and again very, very shortly for Casper as well. Typically February, we're only 3 days away now. February is typically a very, very bullish month for crypto, as history has proven, which I'll get into that in a moment. What's up to you too, Andy? Welcome back to the stream. Now today I bought 170 more Casper from Kraken. Love to hear that, my man. Keep stacking that bag. You're doing very, very well. Kryptoni, welcome back, my man. Hope you're doing very well as well. Dead Doug, evening, my man. What's going down with Casper? Honestly, it's tough to say right now. Why Casper's down 4.49% on the daily time frame, now valued at 12.26 cents. I cannot confirm. I don't think there's anything that significantly caused the price to drop. If I had to hazard a guess, it would probably be a result of the FOMC meeting that's happening tomorrow, to which right now community sentiment is pretty much 100% saying we're not going to get any rate cuts, which is not the best thing, of course. It's not the end of the world, it's kind of expected, but at the same time, the reason why it's not the best is because of the yen carry trade. I'm going to get into that again in a moment, but that could be potentially an incoming black swan that could cause severe corrections if not tackled accordingly. And Kraken has only about 100,000 USD in Casper. I mean, Kraken right now, they haven't really got a lot of Casper. At least not holding a lot of Casper right now, and they're only offering a USD, not a USDT stablecoin pair. Still, I do like Kraken. I do think it's a good exchange, and I do hope they offer a stablecoin pair in the future as well. But I'd love to hear that, Andy, though. Clayton Green, hold on for your life, my man. Keep holding. Crazy World, what's up? Please welcome, my man. What's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream. I think that we won't see a substantial breakout before the monetary policy changing in the United States going to decide to pump the money back into economy and cut more interest rates. I think that's not a bad thesis, my man. I don't think it's bad at all. I'm ultimately right now, for the most part, the cycle is in a bit of a stagnant period. Seemingly right now it's also in a massive period of uncertainty, hence why we're seeing kind of steady pullbacks right now based on all the developments that come out this week, the macro factors that seem to suggest that we could be seeing some more pullbacks very, very shortly. So in a sense, yeah, I do agree. I don't think we'll see any substantial breakouts, but at the same time, if Casper was to end up getting the Binance listing and some other major catalysts at the same time, I think we could see a breakout. I don't think it would be a substantial breakout because we haven't got enough market momentum, but it could be a breakout nonetheless. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Casper Maxi, what's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream. Hey, I was testing the one that posted about the test transactions. Oh, you were? Okay, well, cheers, my man, for that post. Yeah, I mean, it's looking very, very good. I mean, testing about transactions. Yeah, I mean, actually, yeah, it was you in my community, my man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you've been very, very active, I believe. If it is you who I'm thinking about, is it Newt? Oh, Nee. Apologies, Nee. Yeah, Nee joined my community very, very recently. Joined it. Was it recently? How long ago was Nee joining? About a month ago or so. Yeah, about a month ago, and yeah, Nee's been spamming the chat recently, which we love, with all this amazing macro and Casper news as well, which has been very, very helpful. So yeah, shout out to you, my man, if that is you, and everyone, again, those who are part of the community, who are constantly learning more about crypto and Casper. You guys are the realest. Keep up the good work. We're all trying to learn more, so to find out more. Again, a community where you can find out more about crypto and Casper ahead of time, and come join the community. Again, links in the chat description, also on my YouTube homepage. Because it goes through 2 weeks ago, I said here in the chat, the wallet was buying from Gate and Bybit. Yeah, I do remember that, Crypto Goes. So I remember you saying that, and I remember someone at a similar time as well. I think they said that Sin City Crypto said that his connections and his contacts said that number 5 was not Binance, which is well, interesting. Now I have no confirmation of that myself, and I can't confirm or deny it is Binance, but seemingly in accordance to, as you mentioned, Crypto Goes, and also from Jim here, this is a wallet that's been siphoning Casper from other exchanges, so it can't be, or likely it can't be, one exchange that's already existing for Casper. Is going to be a new one, so my money is going to probably be on OKX or Binance, hopefully Binance. I think Binance will list Casper after mainnet release, so end of March, because it would not be efficient. That's again, for me, there are two theses for Casper listing for Binance. Either it's going to be after 10 BPS, which would be March, April time, or it would be during this 2-week period right now, which again, I'm open to both, of course. I would very much like to believe Casper will be listed very, very shortly, but if there's not enough market sentiment, then maybe Binance won't. But the belief, again, is with there being a funding wallet means you kind of have to have a listing as well. At least that's the belief right now. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But I did also say, remember, it did say working days, so that could come towards February 14th. So actually, it doesn't mean February 10th. It could be February 14th. It just say working days, Monday to Friday, therefore. But one thing important to know as well, though, why it could actually... This could also be a blessing in disguise as well. But let's just say this is the case right now. And therefore, that Casper is going to get listed in the February period right now. If that's the case, the reason why it's possible is because, again, February historically has been a very, very bullish month for crypto. You can see here, again, shout out to Neve for this information in here. February has been a strong month for altcoins in both the 2023 and 2024 years, so 2 years gone. Could alts enjoy a strong February for the third year in a row? We're seeing it right now. Equally, in week 14 of the 2017 cycle, Bitcoin was recovering from its first price discovery correction, only to make new highs in week 16. And then following year, the exact same thing happened. Right now we're in week 14, so potentially this is a sign that we're now going to see 2 weeks worth of corrections to then new highs in 2 weeks. And again, the distribution period is roughly 2 weeks as well. So should this align perfectly, and therefore in 2 weeks we start seeing Bitcoin make new all-time highs and the market starts to rally, that could be the event catalyst, because February's always been very, very bullish for Casper to get the volume needed for it to be listed. It's still relatively early in the Bitcoin parabolic phase in the cycle. Historically, this phase has lasted on average 300 days. Right now, we're only on day 82. We've still got at least, but historically speaking, at least another 218 days left of this parabolic phase with Bitcoin and crypto. We'll see some pullbacks, of course, but for the most part, right now, everything's still pointing to potentially some pullbacks, but February ultimately still being quite bullish. And again, should the time align, if you will, and goes according to plan, we could then perfectly align for a Binance Casper spot listing with Bitcoin, hopefully making new all-time highs in about 2 weeks, if that happens again. We'll have to wait and see, though. But I'm optimistic again. Good evening, Brett, my man, welcome back to the stream. FOMC meeting maybe will announce more than 2 Judgement 2025. Again, that's what's going to be very, very important. As much as the sentiment right now is no rate cuts this time around, which is fine, the what the market is paying attention to right now is not what the rate cuts will be, because everyone kind of understands we won't get rate cuts. What they're waiting for is the tone of Jerome Powell's voice when he talked about it. Sorry, I'm a little bit ill right now, so my head's not completely in the game. I apologize. Hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow. But when he ends up speaking about, the Fed's plans, and, when he has his whole interview meeting speech tomorrow, talking about the rate cuts, the tone of his voice will dictate the market sentiment on where we'll see it going, how many more rate cuts we'll likely get, what their current plans are. Of course, we do know that Trump does want to see and demand more rate cuts, but if the market's not ready for it, and the Fed determined that it was not good, then it won't happen. But Trump can do a lot more still to try and help save the economy and save the market, which he has got plans for that as well. I'll get into that again later on in the stream. One of that in regards is Trump said he wants to end income tax and replace it with tariffs, which could be very, very bullish. I'm going to explain why later on in the stream, so stick around for that. But either way, Casper right now, I think Binance listing is very, very close. 10 BPS could be a very likely catalyst, but again, with these potential catalysts as well, seeing Bitcoin historically start to rally all-time highs on the week 16 being 2 weeks from now, and that's when the distribution period ends. We could potentially see Casper list on Binance in 2 weeks as well. Now, continuation, something else I want to highlight as well is this post from Smoke. It talks about XRP and the XRP ledger, but I want to correlate this to Casper because I think the argument still stands strong. Recently, Trump signed an executive order to promote, crypto assets basically, but basically it promotes the use of public blockchains like the XRP ledger. But this also effectively promotes the use of public platforms that could be utilized as a form of, as a ledger, if you will, a blockchain, a ledger to be utilized for transactions. We've got loads of posts here. Obviously, it's talked about XRP Ledger again, but the XRP Ledger, as posted here, is allegedly a global open source public blockchain. Now, of course, XRP is controlled by Ripple, so it's not fully decentralized. It's got a centralized authority behind it, but it does deem itself to be transparent, efficient, and scalable, whilst also being decentralized public blockchain. Ripple, that's what XRP Ledger seems to be. Casper, with what they are building, while Casper right now is not in the same position, it needs smart contracts, it needs stablecoins, it needs, 10 BPS would be very, very beneficial as well. But once it gets that, all of that's coming this cycle as well, this for me could lead to there being a possibility that what Trump's new executive order also paves the way and promotes for use of public platforms, public ledgers like Casper would be as well, open source, fair launch proof of works. I'm going to probably talk about this in a little more detail either in a video or more so tomorrow, but I wanted to highlight this briefly so people have an understanding of, what Trump's basically trying to push right now in America is the utilization of digital assets for, the endorsement and open lawful access for banking services and public blockchain networks to get involved in America. And this could open up a doorway for Casper as well with what is coming. While again not being US based, I think it could open up a door for Casper and help them gain a lot of favor and demand and therefore increase its price as well. And of course, Casper, as I mentioned, are still building a lot. They haven't got a lot of the major developments that makes it a proper platform that can be utilized right now. For example, stablecoins and smart contracts. But it's coming very, very soon. Yesterday, I highlighted that OKX have been hinting at a new alternative to a new potential stablecoin or ultimate network system. And Christian Lubbock has highlighted here, right now, Casper are actually building this sort of stuff. They've got the USDX, which is the current placeholder name, if you will, proving that stablecoins right now are being tested on Casper right now. So potentially OKX are saying this as a hint so that, they'll be working with Casper, and Casper's going to be part of their initiative, if you will, their new alternative very, very soon, and therefore likely leading to a spot listing. I think there's a big sentiment right now. The two of the things we'll see very, very shortly is Binance and OKX listings. Coinbase, again, we don't know, but those are the two listings that we suspect are to come very, very shortly, which is highlighted again from Christian Lubbock here. It talks about how long it's been consolidating for, the fastest growing asset in the world of 2023, and it's done a hell of a lot so far. While being stagnant for a year, it's done a lot, and the upcoming catalyst, which is why I still remain bullish on Casper despite the stagnant price action, is as follows. NFTs coming out this week, inscription and KNS service, swap functionality fully on chain, high probability of Binance and OKX listings happening this quarter, and I think that's a very high likelihood as well. Q2 will see 10 BPS throttle, because again, 10 BPS is going to be finishing more so end of Q1, early Q2, April time, which will increase Casper's already fast DAG throughput 10 times. This makes peer-to-peer transactions instant to the eye, and more complex tasks such as listing and sell orders on Casper.com and CasperBot will take 1 to 2 seconds versus the current 12. So make it much, much quicker. Once 10 BPS is in place, May 1st, Casper will be the fastest crypto in the space by a very wide margin, and then we'll likely see stablecoins coming on Casper with 10 BPS in Q2 as well. Q2 to Q3, we'll see smart contracts starting to come on board with Casper as well. ZK rollout smart contracts, Sparkle novel smart contracts. Potentially by that point as well, with what they're building there for, a probable grayscale listing for ETFs. Because currently Casper is number one on their roadmap. Potential top Bitcoin players reveal Casper as a follow-up Satoshi system to Bitcoin. Of course, right now, Bitcoin maxis wholeheartedly believe in Bitcoin because it is fair enough proof of work and it's got centralized authority behind it. There's a reason why many Bitcoin maxis have started looking into and diversified into Casper, because they see Casper trying to actually adhere to what Satoshi was trying to build. And therefore you might see Bitcoin maxis who don't like other crypto projects, understandably because of their centralized nature, utilizing Casper and pushing the price of Casper up to combat with and push the other projects down. You'll see the KRI, as a result of these smart contracts coming out, launching a multitude of their work to many industrial projects, to many of their institutional partners. Work on solving MEV, the MEV resistance, work on limiting network latency with DAG Night, that'll be coming through very, very soon. Ultimately, what's coming out this cycle, I don't mean DAG Night's going to come out this cycle, but what's going to come out this cycle in the next, 6 to 8 months for Casper which I believe we could still potentially see the cycle still ongoing or reaching a top at that point, is very, very bullish to me. And that's again why this whole year for Casper, while people are frustrated with it, and I get it, I've held strong and continue to consolidate and even DCA more so into it, because I see what Casper's building and deem it as a good opportunity for me to continue filling my bag. Because I believe right now the signs seem to be pointing more and more towards a later cycle top now, which is good. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Things can change very drastically if we've proven in space already. But if we do get a later cycle top, that could potentially lead to Casper having the time to develop more so and then get the projects out there, getting the adoption, and therefore getting the price to go up as well. Waiting for 10 BPS on mainnet makes zero sense. It's simply a node update. It makes no difference whatsoever. I mean, yes and no. I get your thesis, my man, but it's at the same time, much as I think Michael Sutton did confirm that the hard fork, so to speak, like the Rust is already on Casper, so it's not like a case where they have to actually add Rust, but it is a hard fork, and hard forks can cause issues because it can leave the project susceptible to bad actors, and if there's a problem with the coding, that could also cause issues as well. It's just typically what you see, historically speaking, a lot of exchanges, if they had a plan to list a project, they tend to wait after the hard fork. But again, we'll have to wait and see. For me, those are the two catalysts at the end of the day. It's going to be either 10 BPS or it's going to be in the next 2 weeks, which again, I'm hoping is the case. There seems to be enough science to suggest it could be possible. And again, seeing that this wallet now is stacking up smallest amounts of counts Casper, 12 Casper right now, today alone, is quite weird. Running tests right now, which could be again deemed as a very bullish sign. I analyze coins in the top 100 with no Binance Coinbase listings and constant 100 MII volume. There are only a few, including Casper. I'm not surprised. Casper is, while struggling in price action, Casper is still deemed as one of the most bullish projects in this space because there are so many more catalysts coming for it. And actually, just to briefly highlight this again, funnily enough, Justin Bonds did actually apply to Shy, which I was surprised about. I didn't think he would. And, again, it's just more fighting talk here. I'm not going to get into it in too much detail here, but Justin Bonds basically just replied in a kind of condescending way, saying 88 reasons why Casper's still a dinosaur on chain, because, of course, Shy replied with 88 reasons why it's not. And he just basically said Casper is slow, has little capacity, no proof of stake, and no smart contracts. Now, in comparison to proof of stakes right now, I guess, yes, but it's the faster proof of work. And again, why it's slow, that for me is proof that Justin Bonds has not done enough research. Actually, Shah does highlight this here again. Charlotte says, you post your virtual about Casper that is literally counterfactual, and when I extensively point out that you call it irrelevant because you didn't have a reason to research further. Justin Bonds didn't have a reason to research further because he didn't want to. And the points he makes here alone, for me, is just, again, it's not factually correct. I mean, right now, yes, but he's not done enough research to see what's happening. Casper is slow. Right now, arguably, yes. In comparison to proof of work, yes. In proof of stake it is, yes. But 10 BPS is coming out in 2 months, 3 months. So at that point, it won't be slow. Actually, it'll be one of the fastest. Has lower capacity. Again, that's also going to change very, very soon, because stablecoins coming on board very, very soon as well. No proof of stake. Why does it need proof of stake? Why does it need proof of stake at all? I don't understand why it needs that. And then no smart contract, again, that's coming up this cycle as well. So his 4 points here of why Casper's a dinosaur chain can be proven as, while correct right now, that's all changing in the next few months, and therefore makes these points completely irrelevant. And that's not even like 10 minutes worth of research needs to be done. If you find Casper the first time you do 10 minutes worth of research, you go to any YouTube channel, you could probably find out what's coming in at what time. So you go on to Casper's page and type in smart contract, it'll tell you when it's coming, or a rough estimate of when it's going to come. I'm not going to go through the whole thread again, but I mean, again, this will be linked in my community. Those who want to find out more, again, I've got a Feeders community. Go check it out. Link in the description, the chat, also on the homepage right here. And I'm putting information in there. Might be worth a read, but I mean, yeah, for me, as Shai also highlights, it's just engagement farming. It's all it is, because again, he just seems to completely ignore the reasons, and again, just calls him unprofessional at some point as well, or say toxic, calling him toxic, how the founder behaves. I mean, I wouldn't say Shai is a founder, I'd say he's a core developer. I think the founder has been established to be Son Polinsky. And while I guess it is the dad, glad people so be shy, Son Polinsky and Michael Sutton and then people, we tend to normally view just Son Polinsky himself as the founder. Maybe that's a bit nitpicky, I guess. But, I mean, yeah, Justin Bonds, I think... I am going to probably read through this all myself and try and get a proper breakdown of what he's talking about. But for me, again, of course, I support Casper. I like Casper. So I already have a skewed view. I mean, much as I do believe you have to look at things objectively here. Of course, if you're Maxi, it's hard to look at things objectively. But this here, while I agree objectively it is true, that's also not going to be the case for much longer. Because in that case, then you make the same argument for Cardano once upon a time. Because Cardano in its first cycle had no smart contracts. And now it does. But Casper is just not got smart contracts yet. But it's coming out in due time. But the problem is, again, Justin Bonds believes that proof of stake is just the future. Which is, I guess if you believe that much, fair enough. But it completely closes his mind off to any possibility of proof of work being good. Which Casper's going to hopefully prove that very, very soon. Look, the fact that Casper has no proof of stake is also a fact, okay? But why is that, what does it matter? It's just, again, this is, if you want to get your popcorn, have a little bit of a laugh, then by all means read through the back and forth between Justin Bonds and Shai, because it has been extensive. And, yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth doing. And even Shai to talk about it as well, saying oh yeah, I would have happily had, opened you with open arms to talk to you and educate you if you wanted to, a personal tour about it. But he even said his DMs is open to questions, but he just wanted to just come out and say Casper's terrible, as opposed to trying to actually ask more about it, which I think is, again, engagement farming. I believe it. What's up, Don Carlos? Welcome back to Streamer. Greetings, Earthlings to you too, my man. But yeah, Casper again. Binance seems to be gearing up. Stablecoins again coming through very, very soon. And then one of the more important factors as well, which could be a part towards the quote-unquote judgment day tomorrow, as the title states, the INATBA leads into this as well. So we can see from IMVI, Crypto.com is discontinuing services of certain crypto assets, including Tether, DAI, PAX, PAXG, PYUSD, and many, many more, in the EU starting the 31st of January 2025, so in just 3 days' time, due to MiCA regulations. Even I was expecting this. I'm going to miss Tether. In my honest opinion, Ethereum is dying. She's got mixed feelings about MiCA. I'm all for regulations that takes down scams, but when it messes with decentralization, privacy, or freedom in crypto, that's a hard no. Gratefully, we've got Casper and KRI to keep it real. Casper responds here saying stablecoins backed by fiat will always be programmable, can censor people or completely be shut down because issuers of stablecoins are heavily regulated. Casper cannot be stopped and is one of the best alternatives we have to fiat. And that is why I also believe that stablecoins for Casper could be a very big deal, because while all stablecoins are backed by the dollar, or majority of them are at least, while Casper will probably have some stablecoins that are seemingly backed by the dollar as well, they're going to have stablecoins that are backed by Casper, which therefore will mean that the level of there'll be, in a sense, more fairness to it, but I better choice of words again, because it won't be something that you could just print more and more or willingly or freely, because you can, but I mean it'll be back to Casper sort of thing. And that's KRI, of course, is going to make the Gigawatt stablecoin censorship resistant, built on Casper, which is again one of the key factors why I think stablecoins to Casper, which are coming up seemingly very soon, could be very, very bullish. And of course, MiCA again. MiCA's going to have some significant effects on the market. The impact of critical regulations such as MiCA will be felt in 2025 as the framework to standardize key regulatory principles for crypto companies across the European Union is put into practice and enforced by individual member countries' regulators. We're seeing Crypto.com already take into effect that they're going to discontinue, or like Tether. Coinbase already done that as well. You'll see many, many more happen in due time if Tether do not become compliant with MiCA. I think they have until July time in 2026 to fully shift. I mean, talk about Tether in this regard. But while MiCA, of course, has a shortcomings, Casper, thankfully, with what it is, if they're not proof of work commodity like Bitcoin, it will be compliant with MiCA and fall within regulatory standards. And again, this is once more highlighting the importance of regulations and what's happening in this space, how important regulatory frameworks are going to be, and assets that adhere to regulations, which again is why tomorrow, again being Judgement Day, not just the FOMC meeting, that could be very important to judge where the market's going to go, depending on what Jerome Powell states. Casper is going to be at the INATBA Gala in Brussels tomorrow, where you're going to see many EU regulators and ministers there. Again, EU, MiCA, so there's a connection there as well. So INATBA, should Casper win, could be a very big deal to getting them favour and getting them into contact with regulators and policymakers, predominantly in the EU region. I could therefore help them get in favour and make sure they're compliant with MiCA as well. And of course, KRI, making sure they're compliant with regulations from day one as well. Casper, while being a centralised final proof of work, they have the team behind it to make sure they're still going to adhere to this new regulatory shift, which is important because that's what institutions are going to want to see so they can be deemed as trustworthy and start to invest. OKX will lift before Binance. Again, we don't really know for sure. I think it's a possibility of such, but again, we really don't know for sure. It could take on, it really could happen at any moment. It could happen at any moment. I think, because the difference is Binance have been openly leaking, if you will, about Casper for a while now. OKX has been very silent. So we don't know for sure. I think Binance, if I'm honest, I think it's likely Binance will lift and the OKX will follow very soon afterwards, because that will be deemed as a massive event catalyst. But we'll have to wait and see. Again, we don't know who this wallet is, but this wallet is now seemingly transacting minuscule amounts of Casper, sort of like test amounts. Again, 0.98, 5 Casper, 5 Casper. It's all happening within a few seconds period here. 0.69 Casper, 0.1 Casper, 1 Casper, 0. Like again, it's all within the last 24 hours. Some of it even happening a few hours ago. So they're doing a lot of frequent tests right now, which is, again, suspicious if you ask me. What's up, Mike? Welcome back to the stream. No football on tonight, so I can be here from the start. Great to hear, my man. Glad to have you here. Yeah, unfortunately, no football on today as well. Sometimes I do try to watch the Premier League football or some of the highlights around, just throughout the day if I can do. But yeah, I mean, glad to have you either way, my man. Yesterday was my birthday, 18th birthday, so now I can buy a Kappa straight from Kraken. Wow, happy birthday, or belated happy birthday to you, Andy. Great to hear, my man, that you are now officially an adult and you can now be, of course, responsible and be filling your bags with Casper, as you choose to be doing continuously. So big up to you, my man. Only an OKX listing would push the price by 20-50%. I mean, potentially, yeah. I mean, I think it's possible, MMD. I do think it's possible. How much, again, we see the price push, it depends on the market sentiment. Because if there's a lot of, again, let's say it's in 2 weeks' time, where typically Bitcoin will be starting to rally all-time highs. Bitcoin dominance will be really, really high by that point. But if Casper gets OKX listing by that point, that could be enough to push Casper all the way back up to its all-time high, potentially, being therefore 70% move. If it's Binance, it might do even more so, because Binance is much bigger. If it's not going to happen until March time, end of Q1, when Casper is going to be consolidating therefore for well over a year, about 13 months, give or take, since it pushed in, not 13 months, about 16 months since November of 2023, that could cause an even bigger pump. It really does depend. I cannot say for sure and for how big the pump will be. Obviously, if it's Binance, it'll be bigger than OKX. It's just a case. It comes down to the timing of the listing, which is what they're waiting for as well. Seemingly, they're waiting for the opportune time to list Casper. They're not waiting for the price to be at a low point. They're accumulating at the low points, but not waiting to list at the low point. They want to list when the volume's high, so they can actually send that volume even higher to make an even bigger initial gain off it. So you mean because Binance pool program ended yesterday, there's a spot listing? Why? The sentiment in the community right now is because the mining pool ended yesterday, and now Binance have 14 working days to distribute the rewards to the users into the funding wallets. And we've heard from Roy O'Neill of the KRI that the integration to Binance and Casper is already done. We've heard from Wolfie and the KF, all they're waiting for is good volume and event catalysts. So Binance are ready to list Casper, seemingly. That's what we've had a lot of, whispers about from key members in Casper. But the sentiment behind the funding wallet is allegedly, a funding wallet is really only possible should you get a spot listing. That's what that's community sentiment right now. The funding wallet could only be done if there's a spot listing as well. Now, we say February 10th, but it says 14 working days. So actually doesn't leave it up to February 14th. And again, 2 weeks time, we could potentially see an event catalyst, with it historically being when Bitcoin tends to make new all-time highs. So that's the funding is the belief of why the mining pool is a potential catalyst, because again, it goes to funding wallet, and funding wallet apparently does hint towards spot listing, because you can't, again, the sentiment is you can't have a spot funding wallet without spot listing. That's what, again, from what the community seems to be talking about right now. Bitcoin fails to be peer-to-peer currency. Casper is more Bitcoin than Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin did fail to be a peer-to-peer electronic currency due to a scalability issue, which is what Casper is effectively trying to solve. And that's why when I see posts like this from Justin Bonds, while currently correct, in months to come, it will be proven inaccurate. Stablecoins coming on, smart contracts coming on, regulatory clarity coming through, 10 BPS coming through, a lot of catalysts coming through to Casper, and again, America equally are running up their developments as well, which again is why I remain bullish in this space as well. Speaking of which, here, one big potential partnership for Casper, in a sense, X, being Twitter, has partnered with Visa to offer direct payment solutions on the social media platform, according to Reuters. Of course, Visa are in partnership with Tangent, and Tangent should be coming up this quarter as well, and Tangent are in very close connections to Casper as well, so it's a very loose connection, but this could potentially lead to Twitter, X, starting to offer Bitcoin, I imagine at some point, but also potentially offer Casper as a form of payment on the platform, which again could be very, very big. Visa will therefore be the first partner for the X Money account, under which customers will be able to instantly fund their X wallet and connect their debit cards for peer-to-peer payments. And crypto, of course, is becoming a crucial factor to peer-to-peer as well. Customers will be able to instantly transfer funds to their bank account from X Money. Very, very bullish, but that's not all, of course. Coinbase receives regulatory approval to launch crypto services in Argentina. We're seeing more crypto adoption go worldwide. And as Mr. Miles has highlighted to me already, and I've seen this already as well, Coinbase has revealed their desire, if you will, to reevaluate the asset listing process following the token growth challenges. They basically highlight that there's millions or thousands of tokens being made a day, and while they say all listings are free, they're basically just saying there's too many listings going on to where we can actually properly filter through all of them. So you're going to change it up. Now, what they're going to do, I don't know. Armstrong's idea includes adopting a hybrid model with automation and user feedback to efficiently manage listings. So it seems they're going to integrate some form of AI software to kind of list out the good from the bads. And we'll have to see how it pans out, if you will. Now, for me, from the words that Brian Armstrong speaks most of the time do not correlate to what actually happens, from what I've seen, because he's proposed many things about getting free listings that Coinbase tend to do. Yeah, Casper's still not on them just yet, despite the fact that Coinbase did fund Casper's initial research, and the fact that Marathon again is mining Casper, so Coinbase, who's a close tie to BlackRock, should know of that as well. Again, when it comes to this, Casper is truly anybody's say. They're typically always very, very late. They normally list at the cycle top, so if they're late to the cycle, so be it. Either way, Coinbase is not my main concern. To be honest, listings are my main concern. I talk about listings because everyone cares about them, but my main concern, what I'm bullish about for Casper, is 10 BPS, stablecoins, and smart contracts. NFTs as well will be very, very cool. There's a lot more, of course. And again, tomorrow being the event catalyst, again, Judgement Day tomorrow. Of course, tune in tomorrow's stream, where we'll be talking about the FOMC meeting, and we'll be kind of dissecting what Jerome Powell stated, and kind of therefore making our judgment. I mean, we'll see what happens. Market sentiment already start reacting. We'll see if the market goes up or down depending on what Jerome Powell says. It'll be important to note, of course. But what he says could have an effect on the market. So we've got to stay tuned for that, of course. So make sure you tune in for tomorrow's stream as well. We'll talk about that. One thing that's also important to note, which is very bullish, is the ex-hedge fund manager Scott Bessent has been confirmed as Trump's Treasury Secretary, which again is very, very good, as Scott Bessent, and according to Majority Whip John Basso, has a clear vision to reignite America's economy. He is going to be a strong partner to helping us lower prices, increase wages, and create more American jobs. It's important. I want to highlight this again because he's pro-crypto as well, which is very bullish. Again, more stuff for this economy, but also because Trump made this announcement recently. I'm going to play this video out in a moment, where he states that he wants to, start tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. So listen very close to this video, this interview, because it's important to explain why in a moment.
Money, and he did all of those national parks America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. Do you know the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887, and this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary, because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money, and that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right?
Now, the reason why I highlight this and why it's important is because what Trump effectively is hinting at least from my thesis, from what I know from the research that I've conducted, again, he wants to start tariffing and taxing foreign nations, like I just highlighted. Right now, this could be a very, very good thing for crypto. Bad for the dollar, but good for crypto. Because right now, the dollar, we're seeing inflation, while China, for example, they're seeing deflation. So the belief, which is a strong belief at that, is what Trump might do is approach China and basically just say that they will, they'll do a kind of an agreement, if you will, which will result in there being tariffing and taxing foreign nations. So they'll get, they'll basically increase world trade with America, so America still gets world trade with China, while also therefore increasing the value of the Chinese yuan, while also decreasing the dollar. Of course, this means that the value of the dollar will diminish while Chinese yuan will rise, but the reason why it's good news is because if the DYX dollar, the value of the dollar decreases, that means normally more money will go into higher risk markets, tend to therefore be crypto. So if Trump does do this, that could be a very, very bullish sign to see more money flowing to crypto and to on-risk asset markets. There have been stocks and stuff as well. So I'm very optimistic about that. However, the one thing that we have to be very, very cautious about, which is the elusive potential black swan, I've already highlighted this as well before, is the fact that the Bank of Japan, for the first time in a while, has increased rates and it's reached decade highs. And we saw this happen in August when the yen carry trade, with the yen carry trade, where we then saw markets absolutely crash when the yen started rallying against the dollar. We saw the markets crash 40%. So that's why what Jerome Powell states tomorrow could be very, very important, because depending on what he says, how he says it, the plans of what the US market plans to do, that could actually end up having an effect. And again, if not tackled accordingly, we could potentially see a repeat of this, meaning we see another pullback as the yen carry trade, yen starts running against the dollar and other currencies as well. In the long term, for me, it still wouldn't matter. Of course, I'm looking very closely at this, but my outlook still is very, very bullish, truth be told. And with what Trump planned to do, the fact that we now have Arizona has become the first US state to vote on a strategic Bitcoin reserve bill, that we're seeing Coinbase spread their adoption, the fact that we're seeing Twitter spread their adoption, the fact that we're seeing more, pro-crypto executives or pro-crypto politicians, if you will, becoming key leading members of America under Trump. The fact that Metaplant has issued 21 million shares, raising $745 million to buy Bitcoin. The fact that Trump's Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has said, I have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars exposure to Bitcoin, and it will be billions every time Bitcoin dips on buying. So fundamentally speaking, you're seeing a hell of a lot of pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto sentiment right now, which is why I think that Trump will probably do this, and therefore diminish the dollar more so while increasing the value of on-risk assets, meaning we can get more higher highs in crypto potentially. Only thing we've got to watch out for again is what happened to the yen carry trade. But again, right now, in the immediate short term, we might see a pullback. Although again, typically speaking, as history has shown us, on the 16th week, which again is only 2 weeks away from now, that does tend to be the most bullish week for crypto. So potentially, if history repeats itself, we could see higher highs in 2 weeks. Potentially, therefore, we see in this week, following what Jerome Powell says, if deemed very, very negative, a pullback down to 90k, 91k, and then it starts rallying again in 2 weeks back up to all-time highs again very quickly. Because as someone highlighted here, yeah, MMD here, World Liberty FI, has bought nearly $250 million of Ethereum and alts. And, you know, BlackRock are buying a lot more, Michael Saylor are buying a lot more Bitcoin as well. These institutions are still buying more and more crypto despite the market sentiment. So they're still bullish on crypto. Very bullish on crypto. So I think there's potential we see a short-term pullback. But I think, again, unless, God forbid, again, it's a Japanese yen carry trade, you know, if it ends up, you know, rallying, that could then cause more pullbacks and another significant correction. But otherwise then, I think the next 2 weeks will be very, very bullish. I think in the long term as well, we can be looking at some very, very bullish movement. XRP Ledger is the tech. XRP is only a token built on XRP Ledger that is controlled by a single entity. It's no better than a meme coin on Casper. I mean, yeah, XRP is a cryptocurrency, or it's a crypto that is the native token on the XRP Ledger. Right now, there's a massive divide between the XRP community and everybody else, which I'm not surprised about. That happened. There's a divide between XRP and the rest of the crypto space with the lawsuit ongoing. Now the lawsuit is basically concluded and XRP has come out victorious. Now everyone's just slandering XRP's technology and their actual, you know, design, if you will, which I understand. And again, my holding of XRP, because I do hold XRP, but my holding of XRP is very, very small because I do, my conviction in XRP is much broader because of the fact that they're centralized, and I do potentially see kind of some of their flaws. So I don't want to, you know, put something in that I'm willing, that I would be worried about losing. But the reason I'm in XRP again is because I've seen and heard the institutional partnerships and connections they have. Online and in real life as well, I've heard people talk about XRP. I've heard these wealth managers talk about XRP. I've seen them utilizing Ripple's technology. So by that logic, I like to believe they're going to be utilizing Ripple, at least to an extent, until something better comes out. And that's why XRP could do better in the, you know, at least for the short term. That's why I'm holding. I think XRP can still rally more from here. But when Casper has everything it comes out, 10 BPS, smart contracts, Dagnite, stablecoins, all that stuff, and the project from the KRI are launched on Casper as well, I think that's when you start seeing Casper start to significantly steal liquidity from other projects as well. Welcome back, Didi. Hope you're doing very, very well. Good to have you here. Judgment Day tomorrow. Yes, Ape Gaming. Judgment Day tomorrow is following the FOMC meeting. Right now, the chances of there being a rate cut is apparently 0.5%. Chances are we won't get rate cuts, but what we're actually waiting for is what Jerome Powell says. What he says could have a big effect on the market, but also just tomorrow is going to be the INATBA awards ceremony gala, where Casper hopefully will come out victorious, and that could give them a global form of regulators and policymakers. Will the crescendo event cause new tokens to release to us? No, it won't. Casper's doing it in such a way where it won't be new tokens, it'll just be a switch. 10 BPS, I'm not 100% sure. It'll be the host network and chain. I have to do more research into it to see for sure. But I think that it will be deemed as one of the fastest, definitely. It will definitely be one of the fastest in this space. Could be 3000 TPS, which I think XRP right now does 1.5. It can scale higher apparently, but it does 1.5. Solana's proven already it goes down constantly. So I don't think it could do that either. So I think it will be definitely one of the fastest. It will be the fastest proof of work by a landslide, 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin, and then hopefully it'll scale up in due time as well. Prices scares me lately. I mean, it's part of the game, if you will, my man. It can be a crypto. It was never easy. This stuff's never easy. If it was easy, we'd all be billionaires at the end of the day. So all I can say, keep doing your research, DVS, me, my man. Keep grinding, and this sort of information here, as Nee highlighted in our community, again, free community, go check it out, is, it does leave me some optimistic. And again, my while the pluses right now are a bit worrying, and what could happen soon again this weekend in a few days could be worrying as well, long-term outlook, I'm still extremely bullish. The only thing I am paying close eye on is a yen carry trade. That's the only thing that could potentially cause me some concern. Otherwise, everything else for me is just noise, and I'm not too worried about it. I think we're still going to see a lot of bullish momentum coming through very, very soon. And with all the stuff coming through as well, the dollar potentially diminishing, then crypto starting to rally more so as well. We'll see many more opportunities coming through again in crypto. We'll see Casper probably rally as well. And again, I think we'll see a lot more opportunities coming through, which is what, again, the information that I'll be disclosing to members, a part of my executive community here. A lot of the information that I provide in these streams, I let people in there know ahead of time. And some information, again, I've got numerous articles I'm about to post in there that are going to be exclusive to them and them alone. So amongst, getting weekly live streams with pro analysts and experienced traders, getting buy and sell alerts, risk management, hidden gems, and also alpha information ahead of time and exclusive information to you guys, helping you basically devise your trading strategies and learn a hell of a lot more from the space. And there's a lot more we provide there. The free community has always been very, very beneficial. Again, the trades have been very, very good. MLG, we made a 6x on, and I think it's going to start rallying again very soon. It's one of my gems, which I've disclosed publicly now, but we've got this one as well. We made a big gain on as well, a 6.5x, our biggest gain being a 24x as well. So we've made a lot of very decent trades so far. We're very profitable on them so far. A very, very strong P&L. And if you want to find out more, again, there's currently a 7-day free trial period, so you can join for free. If you like what you see, then you can come sign up. If you don't, again, you can cancel it, that's fine. Currently it's only $49.99, and we do plan to increase it in the future, but if you sign up now, you'll be grandfathered in at this price and never have to pay any more. But again, there's a lot we offer there, a lot more than, these hourly live streams I love doing. But I'm starting to get increasingly more busy as all the information I'm starting to research and stuff and put into that executive community is getting even more busy now, trying to really maximize and make it even better. So again, if you want to learn more to help maximize the benefits of what's happening in space, the importance of AI, the importance of what's being built in this space, the institutional adoption, so institutional research papers, what's been provided there, by all means go check it out. Again, links in the chat description, also on my YouTube homepage here as well. Cryptomania Stats TV channel. Tomorrow fight between Fed and Trump will be a probable dump. Potentially, again, I know Trump right now wants to demand lower rate cuts, but it has to see what the Fed does. I think we're going to probably see a pullback tomorrow, if I'm honest. I think because we're not going to get rate cuts, we'll see a pullback probably, but it depends on how Jerome Powell, does his speech, conducts himself. If the tone of his voice is again, if it's like dovish, which means not exactly bearish, but it's a little bit negative dovish, then we could see some pullback. If it's hawkish, then we might see some good pullback. But I'm expecting to see more dovish, if I'm honest. And if in parallel, one listing of Casper or liquidity to Casper possible, only pump for Casper. Yeah, I agree as well. If we do get listed for Casper in this time frame, that could mean a lot of liquidity only goes into Casper, because Casper again has been undervalued for a long time, so it could cause a lot of liquidity to pump. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Does anyone know of the crescendo event? Will it be a taxable event due to the Casper token being distributed? I'm pretty sure you asked that in my community, my man, and I think someone answered it. I think the ultimate answer was just no, it won't be. But I'll see if I can. I'll save your question, my man, and see if I can do some research in my own time and see if I can find an answer for you. But I don't think it will be. I know you mentioned because of the IRS and stuff like that. But I'll see if I can find out a reason for that. But I can't say for sure. I don't think it will be. Proof of stake is inferior to proof of work. Proof of stake's proven itself to be better than proof of work so far. In regards to how it's utilized, because the only proof of work that can realistically be actually used is Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's not scalable. But Casper's going to prove that all wrong. So DD says it is possible, but if Bitcoin dump, it would be surprised that it's just Casper pump. As regarding to the listings, yeah. First would say 0.5% chance of a cut. I think we're going to get blown everyone away. I would be. I don't even know if I'd say I'd be happy about it. Normally I would be, but because the Japanese yen, the Bank of Japan has now increased rates in Japan. I mean, the yen's starting to rally and rise in price. I don't know if cutting rates is a good thing. Because if the Japanese yen starts rallying against the dollar, that could cause a repeat of this. So I don't know if rate cuts would be a good thing. I'm really, really unsure. I mean, I'm confident right now we're going to probably not get rate cuts, but I'm really not sure. When Lambo? Soon, Carl, my man. Hopefully soon. Tomorrow model is 1/50th. I'm not sure you mean, my man, to be honest. If any project is busy working behind the scenes, most likely there's a crowd waiting on the test nets. I completed the existing community who believes it will succeed. That's all Caspians, $1 to $3. I mean, yeah. Again, I apologize if I sound like I'm reading terribly today. Again, this has been not the best of streams. I am feeling quite unwell, but I want to still give you guys your daily FOMO. I apologize again. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have some disgusting medicine remedy of like ginger and honey water, whatever how it is you have tea, and hopefully that'll fix me overnight. Sweat it all out. I mean, yeah, I do think there are probably a lot of projects right now who are working on the testnet behind the scenes with Casper, who, I mean, we've seen a lot of projects right now who are building with Casper who believe they're going to succeed. There's going to be more FUD coming with Casper no matter what happens. Even if Casper becomes the most adopted project, there's going to be FUD about Casper no matter what. It's always going to be FUD. All you can do is try and educate them, and if you're Justin Bonds, you refuse to listen because you have a bias against proof of works, but it's what it is. But Casper, I think, will do very, very well. I think $1 to $3 is definitely good. Wave channel FUD, or air channel FUD. I confused my man. Can you clarify, please? I've been watching all your live streams since last September. Great help you are doing to educate people about Casper. Congratulations, mate. I appreciate it very much. And yeah, I started doing these live streams since August. So you're one of the OGs then by that logic. Almost 5 months of watching my streams, if not longer than that. So yeah, I appreciate it very, very much. And yeah, what I've been trying to do, so every single day doing these streams, of course, the V community again is another way to help people learn together and educate everybody. It's not just me putting information in there, everyone puts information in there. And of course then I made the executive channel here, the WAP, about a month ago, where we're now doing weekly live streams for even more in depth, talking about more of the insider alpha information. So that's also helping educate people in there even more so than I do in these daily streams as well. So again, all of that's available for everyone there if you want to learn more. Currently a 7-day free trial. Again, links in the chat description, also on my homepage as well. Because Dom didn't sell Casper, all he wants is the community to pump turbo so he can dump turbo in massive profits and fit the to Toshi. Soon he will dump Toshi hours in his Discord. Well, that is interesting to say the least. I mean, this is not a bad thesis, I guess. I cannot make a comment on it because I don't want to get into any drama per se, personally. And I've not experienced his alleged behaviour firsthand, although I've heard a lot about it, so I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it is true either. But I mean, from what I've heard, again, I don't think maybe he does, I don't know. Again, I can't comment on it too much per se, because I've not experienced it firsthand. But all I do know is from when he did comment about turbo, which is in and around this region here, it's come down quite significantly since then. From its all-time high, it's down about almost 70%, which, as you can see from the zones I've drawn out, you know, contrary to belief of turbo right now, and how most people in the community hates turbo because, again, of, I guess, the individual we're talking about in this particular instance, I would argue that turbo around this region, or better case in this zone here, would actually be a really good entry. Because I think turbo, despite it's a meme and it's very risky, but turbo is one of the bigger memes, so I believe it will still make a comeback. So right now, turbo's in a very good price entry. You know, currently falling below this wedge, this parallel wedge. Again, this is some TA. I don't wholeheartedly believe in TA, but I do see the importance of it. But if it continues to come down here, then I think the next zone, the key buy level, will probably be in and around here, around 0.003. And if that's the case, then even I might even get to turbo around that point. I'm not so bothered about getting turbo around here, because I'm not bullish on turbo personally. Although that would be almost a 2x if you were to get in here to all-time highs. Actually, it'd be almost a 3x, I'd lie. But if it comes down further, down to here, I'll probably be scooping up some turbo, because that does look like a very healthy profit. XRPP. Yeah, XRP people have their negative peoples on it. I mean, right now it's one of the few assets that actually is up today, which is interesting. Ultra's come down heavy today. Wow, that is crazy. This is the most well-mannered person on YouTube. I try, Bruce. I do try. Yeah, it's just I try to stick out of drama, and also I have a younger brother, so I'm used to dealing with ill-mannered people. Those who have younger siblings, I know, sure you know what I'm talking about. Ill-mannered people, so I know how to construct myself. Also, before I was doing YouTube, also I do have a few other jobs, but I used to work in customer service, so you have to know how to speak to people despite how people talk. Now, of course, I don't think anyone here is impolite by any means. Everyone here is very polite, and they just wants to learn more. But it's just a case of, it's just understanding how to conduct myself, to not come across as ignorant or, arrogant, if you will. So I'll try. But again, I appreciate very much, my man. I thank you very much. Don't worry, price raising again. And yes, we're still at number 42, so it'll be alright indeed. Soon we fly. Yeah, Casper right now is number 43 on full market cap. But I think we'll definitely see some good flying price for Casper very, very soon. We can see right now the volume is down, dominated by the likes of Gate, then MEXC, then L-Bank. Bybit is rallying up again, and seemingly again, as according to this post now, a lot of the capital being bought from this number 5 is from Gate, KuCoin and Bybit, which therefore could probably explain why we've been seeing Bybit volume rally up a lot more recently, and KuCoin as well for that matter as well, and Gate. So that's probably why, and that could potentially lead to a balance system very, very soon. Have you ever looked into that Bitcoin mining app? I have not. No, I can't say I have, Andreas. Take a load of vitamin C, always works for me. I will do, my man. Thank you very much for the advice. I definitely plan to. Literally, once I get off the stream, which is going to be wrapping up any second now, I'm going to be reposting all the stuff on my Twitter, which again, if you want to follow me, Twitter @ is right here. I'll be posting on my Twitter. I'll be posting all the stuff in my community as well. And then I'll also be making posts about the more alpha information into the executive channel either later today or tomorrow. And then, yeah, going straight to bed. Honestly, it's currently almost 10 p.m. here, and it's very early for me to go to bed normally, but I'm feeling like crap. I'll be so for real. One of the worst I felt in a very long time. I wasn't ill throughout all of Christmas as well. It's just finally hit me. Probably they bought first from MEXC, then now Gate, then Bybit. Potentially. I mean, seemingly right now most of the volume's coming through from Gate, KuCoin and Bybit. Maybe they got from MEXC as well. Either way, seeing this wallet, seeing a lot of influx right now. We're seeing another influx of address, which is very, very good to see. The hash rate again staying high, so dropping still at all-time highs, which is good to see as well. And this wallet again is now starting to stack small amounts of Casper for such a massive wallet is quite interesting as well. So hopefully this will correlate to the elusive Binance listing, especially based on this information as well. But again, we have to wait and see. But that being said, thank you all everyone. Thank you all everyone very much for watching today's stream. Apologize again. The quality was not the best today, but hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. If you enjoy, leave a like, share, and subscribe for more. If you want to know more about crypto marketing, then come join the free community. Again, links in the chat, description also on my homepage. And if you want to be even more locked in, Mac by the Binance and crypto regarding trading, swing trading, meme trading, alpha information ahead of time, weekly live streams happening on Saturdays, hidden gems, everything else, then come check out the executive page, the what page. Again, links in the chat, which on my homepage. 7-day free trial going on right now. You can join for free. If you like what you see, then come sign up. But that being said, thank you everyone for watching. Have a great day, good evening, good